Welcome back to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Receptionist Compliance. For the past couple of months, I've been working as a receptionist for a cybersecurity company. I just realized my job allows me, even requires me, to maliciously comply here and there. As a receptionist, one of my tasks is to answer the phone. But here's the thing, I'm the only direct line to the company, meaning I'm the only phone number available to outsiders. Employees have private phone numbers, only available to customers. If someone tries to reach an employee but doesn't have their contact, they get me. When one call is for the employee, I'll put them on hold, message the employee and ask them what's this about. Or if it's a longer request, I'll simply give an email address from which I can transfer said request. As for the calls I get, a lot are cold callers. I've been asked to filter as many as possible, so now I mostly ask them what they want, tell the employee, and put on hold as much as needed. To be honest, a lot of times I have no patience and will make something up to get rid of the cold caller as fast as I can. Employees don't like cold callers anyway. Another thing is, a lot of cold callers don't do their homework. They'll find an employee's name on LinkedIn, call me and say, "Hey, I'd like to talk to so-and-so, head of the marketing department, about the video equipment I sell. Do you know if he needs any? Sure thing, let me ask so-and-so, who is not in the marketing department but in HR, if he needs video equipment." "What? No, I don't need any of that, thanks," he said. So I told the cold caller, "Well, no, thank you. So-and-so doesn't need any of that." Sometimes you also have cold callers who stalk employees who haven't updated their LinkedIn. This morning someone called me and asked for Mr. Johnny and said he really wanted to meet him. "Sorry, Mr. Johnny isn't here today," I said with a sorry tone. "Oh, that's too bad. Do you know when he will be?" "No, sorry, I don't know. I really don't know. The guy left a year ago." The next story is called Good Enough. I'm working on a little bit of a nightmare project at work. It's an absolute dumpster fire of a project for a plethora of reasons. But only one of those reasons just got his comeuppance and left me with a dangerously acute case of smug. This project will have a large number of users who should have access to certain areas only. Corporate espionage is a very real concern here. So the people paying for the project have very strict standards when it comes to access control. I've been trying to work with someone from that other company for months now. His job title is Data Compliance Engineer, and he is managed by a Data Compliance Manager. They share the same last name. At first I thought this guy was busy, but as it turns out, he really just doesn't like to actually do his job. You can email him as much as you like, no answers. But when big names are in the CC field of the email, he's all smiles and cooperation. You probably know the type. Our job is to figure out what I need from him in terms of data. Then his job is to get a big list of users to me. I then feed that list into my magical script and people have access. The first test run was a few hundred people. I get the list a week late and the data is just horrific. There's missing data, corrupted data, just an absolute steaming pile of crap trying to pass itself off as a data set. Takes me almost 6 hours to clean it up so I can even get the script to run. I keep track of the errors and then give that list to Mr. Data Compliance Engineer, who astonishingly replies within minutes. "The data is good enough, make it work." So that's how it is. Alright, each one gets larger and larger as time goes on, and the amount of time it takes me to clean everything up gets longer and longer. My attempts to get anything fixed fall on deaf ears. The Data Compliance Manager is protecting the Data Compliance Engineer, and the company they work for will believe their own employees over someone from outside. I tell my management what's going on, and then I tell them I have a plan. Earlier today, the plan yielded its delicious fruit. I got the actual production run a week late, again, and was supposed to have it all finished up 2 Fridays ago. I finished cleaning and got it running at 4 PM last Tuesday. At 4:30 PM that Tuesday, there was a big conference call, at the request of the people actually paying all of us to do this. On that call were me, my boss, several members of the C-suite from a multinational corporation, and the data compliance manager. They want to know why there's been a breach of contract. Do we not understand how important the deadlines are for this project? Please explain to us why we are paying you all of this money for something that's consistently late. My manager, adhering to the plan, absolutely throws me under the bus. I don't know why things are running so far behind. Would you care to explain why you are not meeting deadlines? Sure thing, boss. You got it. I've actually prepared a literal PowerPoint presentation of what's been going on. Slide 1. My email. Filtered for communications between me and data compliance engineer. Over 100 emails to the data compliance engineer, and 10 coming back from him. Slide 2. This little gem of a response to my polite request that he makes sure his data isn't garbage. Slide 3. Snippets of data I found particularly entertaining, including what looked like a spot where he just opened the file in Notepad and started smashing his keyboard. Slides 4 through 7. Comparisons of different files he's given me, which are not garbage in the same way. Slide 8. The obvious conclusion from different versions having different garbage. He was sabotaging the files before sending them over. There's a moment of silence on the call, and you can see the data compliance manager open his mouth several times and just close it again. The CEO of the company thanks me and then drops from the call. Almost immediately, everyone from the other company follows suit. Last Wednesday, bright and early, I got an email from a new data compliance engineer, who has thus far proven to be a delight to work with. Couldn't be happier. The fruit I mentioned before, I replied all on an older email thread about something that had come up. Got 2 out-of-office replies. One from the old data compliance engineer and another from the data compliance manager. Both of them have opted to take an extended leave of absence. And if any data compliance issues are urgent, please reach out to the new guy. I made it work. The last story is called Knowing the Rules. The school I went to had a student's code, which was the rules the student should follow and the consequences for failing to do so. Basically a law book. Here in Brazil, it's not usual for you to have the educational parts of school life separated, like one place for high school, another for kindergarten, and so on. Usually there's just one place that has it all. The school that I went to had a nasty high school coordinator. She overlooked all the teachers that dealt with the high school students, and she usually used the code to her advantage. I was about 15 years old at the time, and got so mad about it that I looked for my mom's copy of the code. All parents received one at enrollment. I found it and read it all. Every rule and penalty. I asked my mom for it, and she gave it to me. From that day, it never left my bag. Through the span of a year, a lot of classmates got late to school. More than 15 minutes. And the penalty for that was that if you got late to class 3 times, you would receive a written warning. 3 of those got you suspended from class for a day, and 3 suspensions got you kicked from school. Because of that, on the first day of classes next year, the high school coordinator went around all the classrooms to announce that every time someone arrived late, they would receive a warning. So if you got there late 9 times, you were kicked out. I didn't say anything at that moment, but after some months, I was late to class for the 3rd time. They took me to her office, and she told me that I wouldn't be attending class that day, since it was my 3rd time late. So I was being suspended for the day. I opened my bag, pulled out my copy of the code, and told her that I wasn't suspended, because that's not what was written in the code. When I was enrolled at the school, my parents agreed to the code rules, not hers. She got really mad, said my copy was outdated, and that she was going to check hers. I just waited, and not long after that, she found her copy, brought it over, read it silently, and her anger melted away. She just told me to go to class. Some hours after that, she went around all the classrooms to announce that her changes to the rules were no longer in effect, and that everyone had their suspensions revoked. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.